eXplorminate.net. Welcome to our Let's Play giveaway featuring the game Master of Orion, Conquer the Stars. Now I wish I had some interesting news for you, but unfortunately from the last episode that you watched, you'll know that our fleet's been pretty much decimated into this single cruiser, which is limped back to my home planet of Altair 2, damaged, broken, cruise morale at an all-time low, like so low it's pretty much like Battlestar Galactica. They just found whatever that planet was, I think it was Earth, I'm not too sure, when they found it completely irradiated and everybody was just on the ship on a broken and shattered, and that whole thing with the Captain Odama's son's wife, you remember that? Kind of a sidebar there, but anyway, when it comes to the path to victory, you can see here that the Bulrathi have such an incredible lead. They're currently over 400% larger than, or just about, of the my score of just over 5,000, and they've got a 19,000 score, and they dominate every one of these different categories, from conquest, technological, economically, and diplomatic. Now you do know that I have an alliance with the Bulrathi, and it has been said in kayfabe land that the Bulrathi have been pushing the Alkari, myself, to vote for them for the council, suggesting perhaps that if we don't, there would be trouble. Oh, the GNN is back in the sting of things. So let's just see what the Bulrathi want to do here. Or sorry, this is what how much the Bulrathi are ahead of everybody else. Does look like 16 colonies. That's much bigger than me at my 3. But I'm actually surprised that the Mekla aren't too far behind with 13. So that being said, I think that's going to happen is, unless something drastic happens in the next, let's say 15-20 turns, I'm probably just going to concede victory to the Bulrathi by voting for them in the Galactic Council, essentially ending our Let's Play giveaway featuring Master of Orion, Conquer the Stars. So the only thing that might be interesting to note is that as it stands right now, who is this? Espionage. Oh, that's too bad. Espionage. Okay, spies have sabotaged a structure on one of the colonies. Oh no, however will we recover? I guess I'll just build this automated factory after I'm done. But the only thing that, again, I kind of got sidetracked, is as it stands right now, the Mershan, we're at war. They hate me. Oh no, we're just at war. We're not actually at war. Sorry. Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right. On the upper left-hand corner, it does tell us that we're at war. I expected it to show up on the disposition, just on the right-hand side here. But we're still at war. And if you remember from Lapis last episode, she had a massive fleet that she took all the way to Altair 1, destroyed everything, all my defenses, everything, and then simply just took off. And I think it's because that the Bulrathi decided to send a sizable fleet to their home planets just to kind of remind them and say, hey, you know what? That's my ally. You better be backing off. That's the only thing that would make sense in my mind anyway, that could potentially happen. So as it kind of stands, there's no real way for me to lose right now except for just elapsing the turns. The turn counter of Master of Orion Conquer the Stars is 500. I'm at turn 210. So it's kind of one of those things where you just got to concede victory. Kind of looking back, see, yeah, now he wants an alliance, which is interesting, right? Sure, we'll have an alliance with you. I'm not sure what the Klacon really is going to say. And now the Mershan want a P up. Yeah, so that pretty much solidifies it right there. The Mekla, who is the second largest in the galaxy, just offered me an alliance, and at the very same time, the Mershan offered me peace. So as it stands, the only real, like I said, the only real thing is just kind of counting down the turns until the victory scream pops. Yeah, I'll kill him. Oh, look at that. An achievement for killing a whole bunch of spies. I'll take it. Espionage. Okay, that's fine. Because all I'm going to get doing now is just going to be the victim of a huge amount of spy attacks. It's just going to be a grind getting through it. So, like I said, I think that if you voted for the Bulrathi, good for you. Now, the way that the contest is going to go forward is if you voted for the Bulrathi, and let's say that like 15 people voted for the Barathi as well. What's going to happen is we're going to take the copies of Master of Orion, Conquer the Stars, the Collector's Edition. We're going to take all those names that voted for the Bulrathi, throw into a giant hat, and then I'll stick it over my head, and if I pull out your name, ta-da, you win. Now, I'm not too sure how many people actually voted for the Bulrathi. I don't remember it being a huge amount of people who went in there. The Meklar were by far the most popular, but and it's funny because they're in second place, but the Bulrathi weren't one that a lot of people voted for. So it's going to be interesting to see, because if there's only, 5 people, let's say there's 4 and we have 5 copies, not saying we do, but let's just say we had that, we'd probably end up picking a random person out of the entire pool to win one of the copies. Now, I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just saying the possibility is definitely there. Okay, let's auto-resolve this, even though that was a bit risky considering my auto-resolve statistics lately. I have really bad luck with that. I don't even know if luck has anything to do with it. I just think that I get unlucky on those auto-resolves. So in all, kind of reflecting on the entire Let's Play giveaway number 2 that we've done here at eXplorminate, I think it's been a lot of fun. I hope that you guys got a shot to see, just how aggressive and how good the AI is at these higher difficulty levels. Granted, don't get me wrong, I obviously understand that they're getting huge, factory increases for production. They're getting, their CP limits probably higher. They get more research. They actually their planets grow, their population grow faster. So all of these things are definitely contributions. But for the most part, though, they also provided some interesting, tactics, right? Aside from maybe the Mershan bunking out. Earlier we were talking about how they were going to come down to Altair 2 and then they suddenly tuck tail and run. But if that, unfortunately I can't see the entire map, but if for some reason the Bulrathi decided to take a fleet in their direction and they actually left because they wanted to protect what they had, that would be, a really good indication of some pretty decent AI. Okay, so I'm going to assign, why not to Nephis Prime there? I'm going to go there. Why not? Okay, I choose my production. What do I got? A whole bunch of pollution? Well, I figure if we're going to be consolidated into the Bulrathi, we might as well have a clean planet to live on. Isn't that nice? I'm like that. I think about the people. Okay. My new spy is ready. I'm just going to take you to Altair 2, just because I don't want more and more people. Spy's ready. Oh, he's on Altair 2. Why don't I just tell him to do counter espionage? Perfect. Counter espionage is a tactic that you obviously are providing, basically a counter-terrorism or counter-spy or counter-espionage, as obviously as you could take it, and by placing it onto one of your planets, it greatly decreases the odds of an enemy spy being able to go into your specific planet and either provide, do some type of spying mission. What do we got here? Lamash. Okay, we're just gonna have a nice, friendly cleanup the pollution day. Why not? Sounds like a lot of fun. That being said, kind of back to, reflecting, I think that if you were looking for a decent challenge, going after Master of Orion Conquer the Stars on extreme, on the extreme difficulty would definitely be, worth it. It's definitely a challenge. I'm not the best at this game, don't get me wrong, but, I've played a lot of 4X games in my life, right? And, that's the best part about 4X games is even though the game might be fundamentally different, there's a lot of core mechanics that always stay the same, right? So jumping in wasn't a huge learning curve. It was just the fact that having played limited amount, not being a min-maxer, I found this to be very challenging. Okay, we bombed that. Well, we might as well see what the Clactons are up to. I mean, we can go to war now. Okay, sure. I'll declare war on the Klacon. You're my ally, so no problem. Oh, come on. What are you gonna do about it, Mershon? I'm allies with the two largest factions of the entire game. You're just talking trash. Not that I blame you. Okay, well, my pollution's down to 0. Might as well build a fleet while I'm at it. Let's build 5 destroyers. Let's really ramp that up. Oh, don't want to do that. Okay, let's do it that way. So, yeah, and I think kind of looking back on it, I think I kind of didn't get the best placement. I was kind of sandwiched in, definitely, compared to some of the other factions that decided to go, you know, and spawn further away. Because if you think about it, right, I had basically maybe 3 different systems here, and you just go north, and in between this squeezed out area of Wagat, Sol, I mean Sol, obviously we know, Romano, and Raiguan, that was the human empire, and just right above that, of course, was the Bulrathi. And if you kind of look at the path that the Meklar have taken while they've been colonizing, they obviously got into at one point and just had like almost no resistance. They could, you know, without question, they only had 1 in and out of their, or 2 ins and out of their entire galaxy. So if they protected that very early, they would have colonized without any type of hindrance, right? Same with the Mershon. They seem to get like quite a large area here. And obviously I think the Klacon are over here, and I think that our early war with them ended up screwing them over a little bit, because they probably would have been able to colonize more towards this wormhole, Makana, Althar, you know, a lot of different options for them there. So it's funny because I ended up going to war with the humans, and by going with the war with the humans, so did the Bulrathi. And the weakened human state meant that the Bulrathi, by conquering them all, they had a huge, they had infrastructure on all the planets that they took over. So, good for them, Bulrathi. Now here we are on the Galactic Council, where we will decide once and for all who is the leader of the galaxy. Now it's funny, I'm allied with the Meklar as well, but the Bulrathi have threatened to kill me. And my hope is that by being incredibly loyal to the Bulrathi, I will be able to curry his favor and stop the Meklar. 136 he has, eh? Well, wonder where mine's gonna go. I'm gonna vote for the Bulrathi! Oh, still undecided. Okay, that's great. Okay, everybody, well, that's kind of it. I honestly thought I had the most votes. I thought I had the most votes, at least the small amount needed for the Bulrathi to go over. But I think the Meklar end up having some type of growth burst, because the amount of score that they've been able to acquire in a short period of time is definitely an indicator that they've got something going on. Their population must be booming at this point. So everybody, this has been an awesome little treat. I hope you enjoyed watching kind of this contest play out, in the hopes that you get the chance to win the Master of Orion, Conquer the Stars, the Collector's Edition. It was a ton of fun kind of kicking around and playing around, and definitely I know there's been some comments in the comment section below about my inferior tactics, and trust me, I agree. A lot of times when you're playing this on a Let's Play, you tend to do so you tend to play a little bit more loose and not so strategic, because oftentimes, you know, when you're playing by yourself and you're not being recorded or on camera, you have that time to really look at something, research it, look at a problem, figure out a solution, and then solve it, right? Well, when you're recording, I mean, I don't think anybody who's watching this now would really appreciate the just sitting there and watching me read out a whole bunch of technical data or formulate a strategy where I'm not really speaking to you. I'm just kind of in my own zone, listening to music. So that being said, it's kind of a mixed bag, because you end up trying to play as quickly as you can, and then you make errors. So my apologies to all the guys who gave out some excellent strategies. I probably didn't get to implement very many of them, but I do appreciate the comments, because I hope that someone watching this one day doesn't say this is the best way to play this game, and then ends up reading the comment section below. So that's going to wrap this up, guys. what we'll be doing is we will be posting this video, and then if you visit our main website at www.eXplorminate.net, all of the winners will be announced, and you have to check in to claim your prize. So this has been Army Pea for eXplorminate.net, and I'll see you guys next time.